Okay, this is my articulation video. I am in the Paralegal Studies Associate program. This program will provide students with the ability to correctly apply legal terminology and legal documents, develop and understand the basic responsibility, legal and procedural theories of limitations of a paralegal, draft a variety of legal writings including correspondence, pleadings, instruments, and memoranda, demonstrate an ability to read, analyze, and interpret legal documents, case law, and statutory law, apply information technology skills to general office and specific law office applications. These are the program/institutional outcomes of the program. Describe and discuss the basic responsibilities, legal and procedural theories, and limitations of a paralegal. Define, apply, and define principles of legal ethics within a variety of settings. Distinguish appropriate legal terminology and utilize terms correctly in legal documents. Design and compose legal documents, including but not limited to correspondence, pleadings, briefs, and memoranda that are relevant to different substantive areas of law. Utilize electronic and print resources to locate primary and secondary law-related legal documents to research, summarize, and evaluate legal issues. This is a program institutional outcomes continued side. Identify and utilize information technology tools and skills in both general and law-related office practices. Apply appropriate paralegal specific knowledge, skills, and behaviors to analyze and interpret primary and secondary law sources and related legal documents. Utilize appropriate current technology and resources to locate and evaluate information needed to accomplish a goal, and then communicate findings in visual, written, and/or oral formats. Transfer knowledge, skills, and behaviors acquired through formal and informal living and life experiences to new situations. Employ strategies for reflection on learning and practice in order to adjust learning processes for continuing involvement. This is another program institutional outcomes continuance slide. Follow established methods of inquiry and mathematical reasoning to form conclusions and make decisions. Participate in social, academic, and professional communities for individual growth and to function as a citizen of a multicultural world. Some classes met more than one program or institutional outcome. I will now explain how each portfolio project attained one or more program or institutional outcome. I will begin with Intro to Paralegal Studies. With Intro to Paralegal Studies, I learned to do a case brief and what primary and secondary sources are. I learned to research sources and use them in my case brief, therefore distinguish appropriate legal terminology and utilize terms correctly in legal documents program has been met. Law office management and technology was about working as a team. I had to work in a group. For this project, I learned about Excel and spreadsheets. This class met several program and institutional outcomes such as describe and discuss the basic responsibilities, legal and procedural theories, and limitations of a paralegal, design and compose legal documents, including but not limited to correspondence, pleadings, briefs, and memoranda that are relevant to different substantive areas of law. Identify and utilize information technology tools and tools in both general and law-related office practices. Utilize appropriate current technology and resources to locate and evaluate information needed to accomplish a goal, and then converse findings in visual, written, and/or oral formats, and employ strategies for reflection on learning and practice in order to adjust learning processes for continual improvement. These outcomes were met because I had to learn to limit the limitations of paralegals and what it would like to work as on a project as a group and use current technology while working in this group. Contract law taught me about contracts and the breach of contracts, the process of going through contracts, what exactly a contract is, how to compose legal documents, and therefore the outcome, design and compose legal documents, including but not limited to correspondence, pleadings, briefs, and memoranda that were relevant to different substantive areas of law, and outcome, identify and utilize information technology tools and skills in both general and law-related office practices were met. Civil litigation taught me rules of civil procedure. I really loved this class. I did want to study criminal law until my mother passed, and that is what pushed me to study civil litigation. This class taught me different pleadings and motion in the process of a litigation trial. The skills I learned in this class, the outcome of appropriate paralegal specific knowledge, skills, and behaviors to analyze and interpret primary and secondary sources and relay documents were met. Torts and remedies was a harder class that pushed my critical thinking skills to the limit. I learned about all the torts in the state of Georgia. My project was based on if the plaintiff and the defendant was in the state of Georgia. With the skills I learned in other classes and the new material I learned in this class, the outcome, design, compose legal documents, including but not limited to correspondence, pleadings, briefs, and memoranda that are relevant to substantive areas of law were met. Legal research and writing 1, I learned how to do a predictive memo, and I learned how to research other sources to help my client's case. Therefore, I utilize electronic and print resources to locate primary and secondary law-related legal documents to research, summarize, and evaluate legal issues was met. Legal research writing 2 was a bit harder, and it also pushed me to use my critical thinking skills. I also enjoyed that class because it pushed me to my limits. It was also during a time where I had lost my mother, so I fell behind, but it pushed me even harder. However, because of the class, I was able to meet these 4 outcomes: design and compose legal documents, including but not limited to correspondence, pleadings, briefs, and memoranda that are relevant to different substantive areas of law, utilize electronic and print resources to locate primary and secondary law legal documents to research, summarize, and evaluate legal issues, transfer knowledge, skill, behaviors acquired through formal and informal learning and life experiences, situation, and employ strategies for reflection on learning and practices in order to adjust learning processes for continual improvement. I chose these 4 because it was a continuous case from research and writing 1 got harder, and it was a more research and using skills from previous classes to draw up motions and improve my research and my writing.